I woke up every day to the same reflection. A person who felt like a shadow of what they could be. Someone society stamped with a label like a product on a shelf. Inadequate, unworthy, insignificant. My life was a silent movie, the world muted by the whispers of my own self-doubt. The mirror was my arch nemesis, and every morning confrontation with it was a reminder of who I wasn't. I was shackled by invisible chains, bound by the belief that I was never going to be good enough. Now imagine you had that power to change those reflections, see a stronger, more confident, and unstoppable version of yourself. That's when I discovered the transformative power of affirmations. A tool so potent, but so overlooked that it could just transform the essence of who you are. These aren't just feel-good quotes, but profound tools for self-reinvention. From the way I view myself now to all the actions I take, affirmations have become silent companions. This is how they've changed my identity completely, from just someone that would walk into a room and apologize from taking up space to being someone that came into the room now with more confidence. First, this change all starts with the discovery. In a world filled by constant noise, it's oftentimes our own voice that just gets drowned out the most. I had this perpetual playlist of can'ts, shouldn'ts, and won'ts running through my head, painting a grim picture of my own future. And during a period earlier this year when I was at one of my lowest stages, I reconnected with a friend who happened to be posting affirmation videos on YouTube. Her channel is Violet Days. She has an awesome YouTube page that I fully support, and it was something that really has helped me. She told me about the power of affirmations, how they had the power to transform your mindset, and honestly, completely wrote it off. Wasn't buying it, wasn't drinking the Kool-Aid. You know when you're at a low point and you just think that life just happens the way it does and you don't really have control over it, and it's just, no matter what you do, everything bad that's gonna happen is just gonna happen. That's where I was at that point. But she's a friend, and I was like, all right, I'll watch a couple just to, why not? Like, what can go wrong? Things can't get worse. She was telling me how she used these affirmations to rise from rock bottom moments in her life, very similar to ones I was experiencing. So I decided to dig a little deeper, spending some time listening to her videos when I was working, just as like background noise, and just looking up research behind affirmations and why this actually has some merit to it. And the recurring theme was that affirmations, when done right, can rewire our brain's patterns, challenge and control negative thoughts, and reinforce our belief systems. Recalling my own struggles, I realized that those negative thoughts that I had been feeding myself were very potent. I was programming my brain to expect failure even before I started doing something. But then I realized that if negative affirmations could have that much power over me, maybe positive ones can do the same. I began to replace every negative thought with its positive counterpart. So instead of saying I can't do this, it morphed into I can and I'm going to. This felt really weird at first, almost as if I was lying to myself. But as days turned into weeks, positive affirmations, they started to actually have some effect, reshaping my internal dialogue and in turn, my identity. This discovery phase was pivotal for me. It was about reconnecting with a version of myself that was always there, but was always just overlooked and overshadowed by negative self-doubt. And affirmations became my way of reclaiming that lost voice. Once I was introduced to affirmations, next was crafting them properly. The art of crafting affirmations is deeply personal. It's not just about uttering cliched feel-good lines, which is what I initially thought. It's about speaking actual truths that resonate with your soul. I remember an evening at home, I had my journal and my favorite pen, and I just started writing all the negative self-beliefs that I had that were just plaguing me for years. I'm not good enough. I'll never be successful. People will never value me. It was seriously a humbling experience just seeing these raw, unfiltered thoughts on a page. And for every negative belief, I started crafting its positive counterpart. This wasn't about inverting a sentence, but really digging deep and trying to understand why I actually felt this way. For instance, my deep-rooted belief that I'm not good enough was rooted in years of just being around people that were so much more successful to me, and me just truly believing that I would never be able to compare myself to them. But instead of just writing I'm good enough, I tailored my affirmation to be I am my own unique self, and I have my own personal journey that no one else can compare to. A key reference during this process was the book The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. He emphasized the importance of emotionally charged affirmations. You need to feel it and visualize it and believe in its eventual manifestation. And with this, I started incorporating vivid imagery and emotions into my affirmations. Instead of I am confident, I'd affirm. I would walk into a room with my chest held high, acting as if I am a confident person. As the days unfolded, these crafted affirmations became my daily mantra. Each affirmation was a promise that I made to myself, a future that I was manifesting. And this taught me that the real power of affirmations lies in its authenticity. The ones that emerge from true personal introspection and that resonate with you deeply are the ones that are going to just drive this lasting change within you. And once you form these, consistency is key. They say consistency is like the bedrock of change. While that initial burst of enthusiasm prompted me to start doing these affirmations, it was actually within doing them day after day over a long period of time in which I actually saw results. And like I said, I'll be honest, the first few times I did it, I thought it was snake oil. I thought it was bullshit. I was just not sold. It was just, didn't think it was for me. I thought it was hokey. Standing in front of the mirror each morning, gazing into my own eyes and audibly speaking my truths. A voice inside me would just go, Blake, are these words actually going to make a difference? And just like me posting videos every week on here, I was committed to keep going. And day after day, slowly but surely, I started to actually believe what I was saying. And a friend of mine shared to me a gem from James Clear's Atomic Habits. Clear mentions that every action we take is a vote for the kind of person we wish to become. And every morning as I voiced my affirmations, I was casting votes for the confident, empowered, and self-assured version of myself. Another powerful force behind affirmations that inspired change was the power of visualization. Once I got serious about affirmations, I quickly realized that words, no matter how powerful, needed a complementary counterpart. It wasn't enough to say I was confident or successful or happy. I needed to see it. I needed to actually visualize myself in the future becoming that person. There's that old saying that seeing is believing, but in the world of personal growth and affirmations, it's often reversed. It's often believing is seeing. And I was introduced to this concept by my dad at a very young age. I grew up in love with the game of basketball, and my dad would always take time out of his day to shoot hoops with me in the front yard. And every time we'd go out, he'd always remind me to visualize the shot going in before I would shoot it. And this seriously worked. Every time I visualized myself shooting before I actually took the shot, it was going in a lot more often. And this technique was confirmed for me when I went to a seminar a few years ago, when the speaker was talking about how Olympic athletes use visualization techniques to enhance their performance. They visualize every moment, every celebration, every win, every time they're on the podium, and they just let it sink in and just absorb into their system as if they have already achieved it. So I decided to bring back that technique into my daily affirmations. After speaking them, I close my eyes and I visualize that it actually happened, that I'm actually becoming who I am telling myself I am. For instance, if I'm trying to exude confidence and I tell myself I'm a confident person, I close my eyes and I imagine myself speaking in front of a large crowd and giving a public speech where I'm just knocking it out of the park and everyone thinks that I'm just so confident. And the key lies in all those little details, those sounds and those colors and all those emotions that you see throughout the room. I immerse myself completely in the weight of that reality, just holding the mic and seeing my outfit and just poising all that confidence. Even studies from neuroscience have shown that our brains often can't distinguish between a vividly imagined event and a real one. By visualizing my affirmations, I'm in a way tricking my brain to think that this is actually true reality. And over time, that line between what I was imagining and what was reality started to become a blur. Not only was I believing in these affirmations that I was speaking, but I was actually seeing a lot of them come to life. And I think this is a testament to the fact that when we could truly see our future selves, our beliefs and our actions and everything just start to align. You see, the thing is that doubt is always going to exist. But by learning to navigate it by grace and determination, you can ensure that it's not going to dictate your life. Affirmations are not a magic spell, but I do think that they possess a type of magic. They've been a transformative tool for me, and I think if you give them a shot, you will be glad you did. So I challenge you guys for the next 30 days, start and end your day with a positive affirmation. Craft them, recite them, and believe them. Right now, my daily affirmation is, I am good enough and I am worthy of having a very successful YouTube channel. I'm capable of succeeding at this, and I'm going to. And with that said, let me know in the comments, what's your positive affirmation? If this video resonated with you, give it a thumbs up. Remember, you have the power to change your narrative one affirmation at a time. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.